Hello YouTube, vintage stereo collectors and Dynaco appreciators. Just wanted to show you here this PAT-4 I've been working on. Got the faceplate cleaned up the knobs in Johnson baby shampoo, toothbrush to clean out the slots. They really came up. There's something it does, it just eats the oxide off these. I did the monotape monitor mod, so it holds in position and taper input the way it should be. Cleaned all the switches. It's kind of interesting about this one is this is not an original switch. It's been changed. It doesn't matter, but the power switch has been changed too, and it has the blue light mod. Is that nice? So what I'm just doing now, I've been listening to it through headphones, through the output here, and then I also have it just into my little test amp. I don't have a big power amp anywhere near me. I have one like actually in the rec room, and I just didn't feel like carrying 25 pounds up the stairs. But you know, you can use any amp, integrated amp as a power amp. You put it in through the tuner input, put the volume at about 5. And you can use a preamp to listen through it, just to make sure everything works. I'm actually going to set it up later. Now I wanted to talk about the work that's been done to this one. It has right there the Dynaco power amp, the power board, revision C, and this board is actually, it's not exactly new technology, but it's nicely done. All these parts could have been bought in the mid-80s, kind of like when I was learning the trade. It's very similar. If you look at Sony monitor TVs, they're black and white monitors, and some of the early Trinitrons, they have a power supply much like this, which was good because TVs that have an unregulated power supply, you turn controls or there's a bright passage, the picture size changes. It's a really simple transistor and Zener diode type power supply. And then back here we have the selector switch from Update My Dynaco Mod. So the original Dynaco boards on this one, they are original boards, but they have a kit for new parts. So it's new transistors, resistors, caps, and somebody else did that work. The RCA jacks were in. I desoldered and cleaned those all up. Built these boards, put them in, just followed the instructions. There's a few things you have to do, like bring the phono input to here directly from the low jack, and then back out again into the relay number 1. That's basically how it works. Bring some wires from the tape monitor switch. I'm just gonna turn this so we can get a better line in there. Yeah. So those fit in there, and you gotta be pretty careful. There's two things I gotta say right off the bat. One, they're exceptionally good quality components. It's a good design, good instructions. There's a couple little things I want to say. Underneath this board, I put a piece of foam, stick-on thick foam, because some of the places, some of the, like where wires have gone in the board, they're just, you know, like a little bit at the bottom. They're really dangerously close to touching the metal, especially where the screw comes through for the foot. I put it in the shorter screws suggested in the Update My Dynaco instructions, and that helped, but it was so close. Just a little flexing down on the board and it would touch. And I did the same thing over here. I can show you. Oh, okay. In through there, she's densely packed. This board, the power board, is very, very close to the transformer. Like I'm talking, you know, like just a little bit and it would touch. So I put a piece of that foam on this side, and it will stay on there and it will insulate it. You know, it's when you spend all this time, and there's about 200 solder connections to do on this project, you don't want to blow it up. And how does it work? I found one little glitch. Okay, and it was just nothing big deal. It's this capacitor. this 0.02 cap, which was on the power switch. It was leaking, and what was happening when I first plugged it in, there's these LEDs on the board. Let's show you how this works here. So selector switch, and you can hear a relay go. It shows you which input is on, kind of a neat thing. While I plugged it in, the blue light didn't come on, but the amp came on. And what I found is with this cap across the power switch, about 70 volts AC was leaking across it, and it was coming partially on. Not a great idea, so just snipped it out of there. There is a cap on the power board that does the same job to suppress noise, so don't need it. As far as other things go, it just went together nicely. Here's how it performs. Okay, first time I get into this amp, plug in some headphones, my classic Nova 57s. Got a tuner just off to the side here, run an input into it, ran it into the special jack just to start. Turn it on, didn't touch the volume yet. I turn it on, dead quiet. I'm thinking, oh, is it not plugged in? No, the light's on. This thing is dead quiet with the volume down. There's nothing there. Even when you turn it off and on, no pop, no snap, no hiss, no tiny 120 hertz coming through, zero. That's the way a preamp should work. It's due, I think, largely in fact to this power supply, very clean power supply. And of course, this relay design where you only have like 1.5 inches between the input jack and the relay, like that is a good way to do it. It would have cost